YouTube, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. You are in for an absolute treat. Something big is going on right now. I'm telling you, something massive is happening in crypto. And guess what? 99% of people, they have no freaking clue. Forget the headlines. Throw them out. Forget the noise. We are staring at a financial revolution that's already in motion. We're talking about Ripple. Literally, they are stepping in to replace Swift. Not my words. Well, I'm going to show you whose words they were. The backbone of global banking for the last 50 years. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand where the price of XRP is about to go? I already see the headlines. Ripple replaces Swift. Sounds great, doesn't it? Folks, this isn't just another coin pump. This is the infrastructure of money itself being rewritten. We're going to break down exactly why the institutions are quietly loading up, how the governments are signaling their hand, and why the numbers show that we are heading into one of the most explosive waves crypto has ever seen. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why XRP could be sitting at the very center of a multi-trillion-dollar takeover. So buckle up, smash that like button, folks, and let's jump on in. The first thing we got up, look at this tree. Let's blow this chart up. Take a look at this. Dark Defender put this out. We're talking about $23 trillion in crypto. Look at the waves. Wave 1, down to your wave 2, coming up to your wave 3, folks. That is $23 trillion in crypto. Do you understand? We're currently sitting at about $4 trillion in crypto, and we're talking about 23 trillion. I already see the dollar sign spinning in your head. You're looking at XRP. You're trying to figure out how much XRP is going to be worth. You're looking at your HBAR, your XLM, your VIO. You're starting looking at all your assets. Folks, we are so early. It is scary. I don't think you understand how early we are. I mean, look at this. Look at this blow off top wave we're going to get. Crypto isn't going away. Crypto isn't going anywhere. We have the front row seat. We are early. We were the first ones in. Never again in your lifetime are you going to be able to say that you got to something before Wall Street, before the institutions got there. We can say that right now. I don't know about you. I've been here for 7 years. Some of you have been here over a decade. And we can still say that we are early. That is a crazy statement. But you know what? Once the ETFs come out, once the institutions start publicly talking about this stuff, forget about it. It's over. Game over. That's when the retail and general public gets in. And then we get this from Eric Trump. You see what's going on here? Look at this. Eric Trump is hinting at a mystery country that purchased 200,000 Bitcoin. Are you kidding me? 200,000 Bitcoin. Now, there's only a couple of countries in the world that has that type of money that could buy that many Bitcoin. Listen to Eric, and then we're going to get into this. We're going to figure out which country this is.
And so, guys, I see that all over the world, right? I spend a lot of time in just about every country, on just about every continent. I've got projects, and I talk to people, and honestly, the race toward cryptocurrency is electric right now. I mean, it is absolutely electric. I don't care if you're talking to the top leaders of various countries where they're saying, you know, in the winter, when it's not nearly as hot, I'm going to take all the energy supply from my major city and I'm going to, dedicate it to Bitcoin mining. I really believe in that asset. Or, our country just bought, 200,000 Bitcoin and we did so very quietly. We don't want anybody to know about it, but that's how much we believe in the asset.
All right. Now, I want you to ask yourself, why would a nation state accumulate that much Bitcoin in silence? Because they know what's coming. Just like me and you, we know what's coming. They're hedging against the dollar. They're securing reserves in digital gold. And if countries are doing it with Bitcoin, what do you think happens? Seriously, what do you think happens when they realize that XRP can move money across borders instantly with settlements already baked in? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to load up on XRP. Hello? You're not bullish enough. You are not bullish enough. This game isn't retail versus retail anymore. It's countries versus countries. They're stacking digital assets before the floodgates open. Check this out. I asked ChatGPT. Let's try to figure this out. Who is the mystery country? All right. Well, here's your possibilities. First up, the United States, obviously the US, right? We got all the money. US government holds a lot of seized Bitcoin, possibly used as a strategic reserve. Who's country number 2? China. I can see it. Look, when we talk about who this buy might have been, you got to look at the superpowers in the world, right? US, China, Russia. The first 3 that instantly come to your mind. This also says maybe the Gulf states. That's a good one. Didn't think about that one. We're talking Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. Perhaps. You never know. There's a lot of money over there, especially with oil, folks. Think about that, though. But just think about how we went from peer versus peer to country versus country, seeing who could gather the most cryptocurrencies. That is absolutely insane. I never thought we would be here. And guess what? Here we are. And then we get this just in, everyone. The US and the UK crypto alliance. So just when you thought it couldn't get any bigger, we see countries battling each other over who's going to have the most Bitcoin. Here's some breaking news. The US and the UK are working on joint legal standards for stablecoin, and they are building out digital asset sandbox for cross-border innovation. What's the translation here? As you can see, these two staring at you right in your face. I'll tell you the translation. They're laying the rails for global interoperability. Ding, ding, ding. Enter the room, XRP. But it goes deeper than that, because not only are we talking XRP here, folks, think about RLUSD. So we got Ripple stablecoin. We got XRP as the liquidity bridge, the exact tech that can plug into this new framework. It's not a coincidence. This is governments openly paving the road for what Ripple has been building for decades. And you can still say you're early. Let that sink in. We are looking at Swift 2.0 in real time, and Ripple is at the heart of it. And then we got this, Dan Moorhead. He drops a truth bomb. Who knows who Dan Moorhead is? Well, if you don't, I'm going to tell you. He's the founder of Pantera Capital. He laid it out. He says Solana could do 9 billion transactions a day. Cool, bro. Thumbs up. Love it. Bitcoin, digital gold, and countries are fighting over it. And then he said it straight. Ripple is going after Swift. They thought we were all crazy. The XRP influencers, they're at it in mind. They're freaking nuts. They think they're going to go after Swift. They're going to compete with the banking consortium. Well, guess what? The founder of Pantera Capital just said the same thing that we've been screaming at and preaching for years. I guess this guy's crazy as well. Listen to this clip.
We've had huge positions in Ethereum in the past. We used to be 100% Bitcoin. Something could come out tomorrow.
Is there anything out there, though, that's interesting to you? The reason I ask is I would hope that, Solana was created many years ago. Ethereum was created many years ago. Bitcoin was created many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I would like to think that technology and technologists have come up with better solutions since then.
Well, Solana could do, I think, 9 billion transactions a day, which is more than all capital markets combined. So it's not obviously need the next thing past Solana.
So you think it just doesn't matter?
Yeah, and there might be other use cases, other like Ripple's going after Swift, Bitcoin's digital gold. There's several different major use cases, but Solana's very good at the performant blockchain.
Folks, you heard what Dan just said. Ripple's going after Swift. Hello, CNBC. Yeah, this is Rip. We've been saying this for the past 8 years, but you didn't listen to us. But now Dan is saying it all of a sudden. You're going to pay attention. Get out of here with that nonsense, folks. This isn't some random influencer hyping their bags. This is one of the most respected hedge fund managers in the game, pointing to Ripple as the company that is positioning to eat the backbone of global payments. Guess what? We've been right this whole time, but it doesn't stop there. Because look at this. Let's jump past that one, though. Let's get right into the news article. You see what we're talking about here? You see what's going on here? Who remembers Apex when Brad Garlinghouse was asked about Swift and how much volume that Ripple could? I could. You see it right in here. It states, Garlinghouse comments reflect a broader ambition within Ripple to challenge traditional financial rails by leveraging crypto for liquidity solutions. He was asked about Swift. He says there are two parts to Swift today, messaging and liquidity. Garlinghouse said liquidity is owned by the banks. I think less about the messaging and more about liquidity. He says if you were driving all the liquidity, guess what? It's good for XRP. He then said in about 5 years, or I should rephrase that, within 5 years, that Ripple and what they are building will be able to handle 14% of Swift by using the XRP ledger. Those are the words from Brad Garlinghouse. 14% of Swift's volume will be running through the XRP ledger within the next 5 years. You notice the theme of this video? The theme is we're early. We're still early. I didn't think when I got into this space 7 years ago that I would be able to say that I'm early in 2025. And guess what? We can still say it, but it gets even better because Smoke put out this article. Look at this. 38% of the world's top banks at some point were using Ripple products. Folks, that's not theory. That's not one day maybe. This is documented adoption from the largest institutions on the planet. Now you combine that with the regulatory clarity finally coming into focus, the central bank digital currency pilots, and the growing list of countries working with Ripple. This isn't a startup begging for adoption anymore, everyone. This is a company that is already entrenched in the financial system, just waiting on the green light so they can scale globally. And then we get this from Smoke. Ripple's payment network is being used by 15 of the world's largest banks. Don't believe the picture? You don't need to, because Rip went right to the source. I got the article pulled up. This is the direct article where this was mentioned, talking about how Ripple's payment network is already being used by 15 of the world's largest banks. You can't make it up, folks. It is documented. So let's tie this all together for a second. Let's zoom out. We got a projected 23 trillion crypto market cap in sight. There you go. We got countries that are secretly stacking Bitcoin. We got the US and the UK aligning on crypto regulations. And then we got hedge fund giants pointing straight at Ripple, telling you that they are taking on Swift. And then Brad Garlinghouse is confirming that they're going to be able to run 14% of Swift's volume per day. That's 5 trillion a day. And they're going to get 14% of that running through the XRP ledger. Guess what? This isn't speculation anymore. The pieces are already on the board. And if Ripple succeeds in replacing Swift, XRP just doesn't move. It becomes the lifeblood of a global money movement. The question isn't if this happens, everyone. It's how fast. So my advice, simple. Stay alert. Stay ahead. And don't underestimate just how big this wave is about to get. Because when it hits, it's going to be too late for you to play catch up.